This is because during the day, in the presence of sunlight, plants take in carbon dioxide and release oxygen in the process of photosynthesis.
This was AumSum a few years ago, an informative education channel teaching kids about basic science and social skills. Let's see what AumSum has turned into today.
AumSum wakes up and notices he has arms and legs like a spider. A spider on the wall sees the spider-like AumSum and flees away.
Yo, what? There's no way this is AumSum, bro. AumSum has just fully turned into AI garbage slop, and worse still, AumSum doesn't even teach real science anymore. What does waking up as a spider have to do with kids' education? This kids' AI channel AumSum has just turned into AI garbage. Now, for those of you that don't know, AumSum isn't just some random tiny channel pumping out AI garbage for 3,000 views, right? AumSum actually used to be the staple of kids' education. Some of you watching this video might have even grown up watching it. This is a 4.5 million subscriber science kids channel that parents have been trusting with their kids for years and years. But unfortunately, if you scroll through their uploads right now, you can literally see their channel evolve, or should I say devolve, in real time. At first, it's just normal hand-drawn simple thumbnails, stuff that looks like it was made by an actual human, as well as the actual videos. Then for some reason, around March of 2025, with the whole AI space on the internet blowing up, AumSum of all people decided to dive headfirst into it, turning every piece of content on their channel into complete AI garbage. The titles, thumbnails, and the actual videos themselves all completely AI. And by July, only 4 months later, even AumSum's own characters have been replaced by this AI version that we saw at the start of this video here. Basically, this whole channel has gone from let's explain science to kids to let's just feed the algorithm with AI garbage, misinformation, and genuinely pointless videos and hope that no one notices. So look, if you think that AumSum's new AI slop content is complete garbage, make sure you leave a like and subscribe so more kids and parents are aware of this crap. Anyways, let's begin. So the main point I want to bring up before showing you these first videos here, they do seem kind of harmless, but just keep in mind before I show you a recent AumSum video, is the fact that this channel right here is a long-time kids education YouTuber. You'd think that with a reputation like that, and the fact that the about section on this channel literally says science and what if series, that surely this first video we'll look at from 3 months ago here would fit that description perfectly. Spoiler alert, it doesn't.
The crystal had cracked. It was pulsing with freezing energy and forming new glaciers with every beat. AumSum carefully climbed the crystal's icy spire, his fingers numb, snow whipping against his face.
Okay, I haven't seen a whole of this clip yet, but can you please remind me what this has to do with science so far? Like, bro, let's just keep in mind the very first clip we saw in this video, where it was just a simple explanation of AumSum walking up to a tree and talking about photosynthesis. Why is AumSum scaling glaciers and the top of mountains? Like, what is going on here?
At the top, he used a special reflective shield he had crafted from satellite panels and mirror shards. By angling sunlight toward the crystal's heart, he managed to reflect its energy back into itself, calming its pulse and sealing the crack. With a roar and a blast of light, the ice crystal dimmed. Slowly, the glaciers...
Bro, what is going on here? What on earth does this have to do with actual real science? Please someone inform me, I'm genuinely curious. I mean, bro, like I just said before, the whole point of AumSum is science and what if series. This video right here of a random glacier getting healed by the sun and causing an entire mountain to like fall apart, I'm pretty sure isn't backed by any science or any like what if sort of thing. None of this is science, bro. This is random AI fan fiction dressed up as educational content. And look, honestly, right, if this was just a regular cartoon, I honestly wouldn't have a problem with this. I don't think that it's that bad on its own, but this is being pushed as science for kids. Like, what is going on here? Now look, to be totally fair with you, right, AumSum didn't start like this. Old AumSum was actually pretty good, and I'll show you guys a few examples here so we can then compare it to the total AI slop that it is today, because that video I just showed you is not the worst of AumSum. It is not even close. Let's have a look at some old AumSum clips to show you what I'm talking about.
Why is it hard to cure cancer? Cancer is not a single disease. It is a name given to a collection of diseases that have some common characteristics. Cancer usually begins when there is a sudden change or mutation in the genes present in our cells. This leads to uncontrolled cell.
Yeah, I mean, look at this, bro. It's straightforward. This is what people subscribe to you for, AumSum. Just regular explanations, talking about cancer, talking about different science and whatever. Just straightforward explanations about how the body works, actual real science topics, presented in a way that kids could understand. This is what AumSum is supposed to be, not whatever weird story or storyline we just looked at before. And look, if you still don't believe me, here's another example to prove that AumSum is really just supposed to be a kid's science YouTuber.
During the day, in the presence of sunlight, plants take in carbon dioxide and release oxygen in the process of photosynthesis. However, they even respire simultaneously. In this process, plants take in oxygen and release carbon dioxide.
Thank you, AumSum. That was a great explanation. Now I understand photosynthesis. And the last video, I understood how cancer works. Now look, if you're a kid watching this right now or just an adult, I want you guys to do this exercise right here. Let's go back to one of the first videos we watched where AumSum was scaling a mountain and, you know, making glaciers melt. What did you actually learn from that video right there? Absolutely nothing. So look, you've got millions of kids growing up on this channel thinking, okay, AumSum equals trustworthy science guy, right? And as we start to talk about the whole AI era and how slowly AumSum has been using AI in its videos to the point where it's fully taken over, we can now talk about how this is starting to become a real problem for the AumSum channel. Because now fast forward to November of 2025 where we are now, the channel is now just completely AI generated stories and the kids watching this have absolutely no idea which parts are real and which are fake. Let's take this next video for example of how bad this has gotten.
Shocked, he wondered, "Why does our stomach growl?" Determined to find out, he shrank and entered his own body. He landed inside the stomach.
What kind of goofy animation is this? And not even just the animation, the voiceover as well. He landed inside the stomach. Like, bro, who actually talks like that? If kids are watching this channel right here and thinking that this is how people actually talk, we're gonna get some really stupid people in Gen Alpha and Gen Beta.
The place looked almost empty, with only thin traces of food clinging to the walls. Around him, large muscles formed thick folds.
What is this face that he's pulling? You see what I mean about this? It's just so weird, so creepy, and it's not even really teaching anything. This doesn't seem like the face of someone who's just seen large muscles form thick folds around him. This looks like the face of someone who's just had a family member slaughtered in front of him. And look, this is the difference between AumSum back then versus now. This just looks like a weird kid's cartoon adventure at first, and then the science bit is second. Somewhere buried in this whole AI thing is an actual explanation as to why your stomach growls. Let's show another example.
Bow before Lightingo, or suffer more storms.
What the hell is going on? Bro, if I told you this was a real AumSum video, literally 1.5 years ago, none of you would believe me. Surely 10 seconds in a normal AumSum video, I should understand what's going on and what lessons being taught. But this genuinely just makes zero sense at all. Where is AumSum? Who is AumSum here?
Only AumSum can save us now.
Don't worry, I will save you from light.
Bro, who is this? That is not AumSum, bro. Oh my god. This might be the biggest fall off of a YouTuber I've ever seen in my entire life. Who is this guy and why is he so big and large? I don't know if AumSum is run by a full team or just like a group of people or just one person, but whoever is making the decisions on the AumSum team seriously needs to be fired because this is the worst thing I've seen in my life.
Tingo. I wish for the strongest lightning.
What are you talking about?
You cannot defeat me.
This might just be the lamest story I've ever seen in my life. I know AI still has a long time to go before it actually becomes realistic and people can't tell that certain videos are AI, but I genuinely think AumSum has just gotten the cheapest AI available to make this. This is actually trash. And I don't say that lightly. This is one of the worst AI videos I've seen in my life. Please, AumSum, just pack it up. This is genuinely shocking. Now look, to be honest with you, you might think that this is just me being picky right here, but the thing is, right, a lot of people who grew up watching AumSum are also starting to noticed this shift too? Every single video is getting dislike bombed to crap, and a lot of people are voicing their opinions about this, not just me. Does it still teach you things talking about AumSum? Yes, but it isn't the same as before. At least in 2020, it asked what questions it should be asked, like what if school disappeared, or what if vacations went on forever? Now it's questions like what if we had a piano on our buttoski? Okay, what? To be fair, I kinda just had a stroke reading that, but it does make sense. Some of the questions that it's trying to ask now, or some of the, I guess, stories that it's trying to tell, none of the videos that we've watched today from the new AumSum are actually teaching you anything. Like, bro, what was that random fight scene we just watched? Like, what is that teaching kids? I still don't know why a channel would switch to AI when they have a style and formula that works. That's what I want to know, bro. There are a lot of channels on YouTube, which I understand with the new release of a ton of AIs that should actually move over to AI content. It makes sense, right? But AumSum, a kids education YouTuber, does not fit that description at all. Its original drawing is so iconic and so many people recognize it, there's no reason to switch that character to AI. It's just total garbage, and I don't understand how their team hasn't seen that yet. Anyways, bro, look, that is all I've got for AumSum right now. Click the video on screen right now because YouTube thinks you'll enjoy it, and I'll see you all over there. Subscribe.